Today I'm in a county whose temperate climate makes it possible to grow produce as diverse as chilies and tea. 9 years ago this was a barren landscape, no level ground, no vegetation, no plants. Today it attracts more than 1 million visitors a year. Where am I? Find out as we escape to the country. Today we'll be helping a couple go in search of rural isolation for their family of 14 dogs and cats. And it's definitely the animals that are top priority.
That is doggy nirvana.
We've handpicked a selection of gorgeous properties. Should we talk money?
You're going to break our hearts now.
Yeah.
And as ever, there's the mystery house. But will any of the properties succeed in matching their dream? Today I'm in Cornwall at the Eden project, which is famous for this, the largest greenhouse in the world. They're actually called biomes, and they house about 1 million plants, 8,000 species from all over the world. Since opening back in March 2001, 11 million visitors have come through the gates. The outside space alone is larger than 30 football pitches and boasts its own tea plantation, which is a good thing, because I fancy a cuppa. With more than 400 miles of glorious coastline, Cornwall lies at the southwesterly tip of Britain. It's a county with its own distinctive identity, history, culture and language, and regularly experiences temperatures higher than the rest of the mainland. With its economic history rooted firmly in fishing and mining, Cornwall today relies heavily on tourism, which brings in 5 million visitors a year, contributing 1.6 billion annually to the economy. They are drawn in by the spectacular landscape and dramatic coastal scenery, which inspired resident and internationally acclaimed author Daphne du Maurier, who penned the novels Rebecca and Jamaica Inn here. With its natural beauty, this county has long been a popular place to live, but recent attention has been drawn to Saltash, which in August 2009 was identified as Britain's most desirable postcode due to its stable house prices and good schools. Cornwall's popularity just goes from strength to strength. The price of seaside property in coastal hotspots such as Prt1 has risen by an incredible 493% over the last 10 years. But if you're not after that sea view, then don't panic. A detached property will set you back about 8.5% above national average. But whatever the budget, there are some lovely properties out there. Just take a look. If you must have a coastal location and you can stretch to £1.5 million, then this 4-bedroom house overlooking the Foy estuary has to be top of your list. Forget about the interior, this is all about position. And if you're wondering how it sits in the landscape, well, it's right here. Or how about this 3-bedroom thatched cottage near Prt1 on the market for £595,000? Unusually for a property of this style, there are vaulted ceilings, but I think the best selling point has to be the incredible view. Or finally, for £395,000, you could be the lucky owner of this pretty Cornish cottage. It has the stone walls, flagstone floor and beams you might expect from a property like this, and it comes with 2 acres of land, including a paddock. So, with plenty of Cornish delights on offer, let's hope there's something to whet the appetite of today's buyers. Let's meet them. Mike and Sarah from Wilmington in Kent are looking forward to early retirement from the police force and making a move with their 6 dogs and 8 cats to the Cornish countryside. They met 12 years ago and have been living in Sarah's property, which is convenient for their commute to work.
This house is a 1950s 4-bed, 2-bath detached bungalow. Location is great, but we are still surrounded by other houses and suburbia, and I really just want to get completely away from all of that. I'm looking for something truly in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, I've thought about this for a long, long time. Over the years when I've been doing night duties in central London, and I've always had this dream about relocating one day.
And one day's here.
We're willing to compromise on the house itself. The location is paramount. If it had some land with it, great, because I've always had this self-sufficiency thing, and a lake, a river, or even a beach within, 20 minutes drive, that basically unload the dogs in the morning and go down and swim with them.
Absolutely must be right. This is our forever house.
Oh, no pressure for us then. In a nutshell, what are we searching for?
We're looking for a minimum of 2, but preferably 3 bedrooms, because obviously people will be coming to see us.
And hopefully a decent-sized kitchen where we can do a little entertaining, because we tend to live a lot in the kitchen, don't we? But
yeah.
Other than that, we're flexible.
One of the most important things about the new place is it's got to have an area, something like this for the dogs. We really do need something with a tiled floor and some space for all their toys, beds, water, and somewhere where when they come back from being muddy, after we've rinsed them down, they can stay somewhere, get dry before we let them into the rest of the house.
I think I'd like our next place to have some land really for these dogs. We're restricted here, they can't run free. I have to walk them on leads, and I think our next place is as much about their needs as it is about our own.
So the dogs rule, but before we can pack our bags and head off to Cornwall, we need to get a handle on money, so we've arranged for a local estate agent to provide a current valuation.
The property is a 4-bedroom detached bungalow. It's set on the most desirable road in the local area, and you can expect to achieve in the region of £500,000.
The estate agent's valuation is, to be honest, about where I thought it was going to be. There are people out there that have lost thousands and thousands in the current recession, so to get back virtually what I paid for it, that's fine. I'd like to keep the budget for the next property on a par with what this sells for. Then hopefully within a very, very short time of moving we will be mortgage free. So the budget for our next house will be £500,000.
So Mike and Sarah are after solitude. For them, this move is all about location. The more remote, the better. No neighbours, no busy roads, and no more dogs on leashes. The dogs. They're the key to this move. Make the dogs happy, Mike and Sarah will follow suit. They are pretty flexible regarding location, as long as the property's remote. So Cornwall is our oyster. In today's show, we'll be showing them 3 houses that could turn their Cornish dreams into a reality. But as ever, I won't be revealing the prices straight away. The third property will be the mystery house, which will push their idea of the good life to the limit. Sarah, Mike,
Hi.
welcome to Cornwall.
Thank you.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
Looking forward to it?
Absolutely.
And I suppose you're looking forward to escaping the rat race.
Yeah, it's definitely time to leave London, leave all the clamour and the bustle.
So you moved down to the country, what, to put your feet up, or are you going to embrace the country lifestyle? You know, grow your own veg, all that business?
Oh, that's his department.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the plans are that I can go as self-sufficient as possible, which is why we're looking for something with a little land. I do dabble in growing vegetables at home, but I'm hoping to pretty much provide our needs here if we can.
You know, you've chosen a massively expensive area. It's in the top 20 most expensive areas in Britain to live.
Yep.
But we have got some lovely properties to show you,
Good.
including the mystery property. Could be our get-out-of-jail-free card.
Oh, God.
There's going to be loads of those guys.
Please, no.
Get used to it now. Come on, let's go.
Cheers.
So after decades of urban living, Mike and Sarah are ready to embrace Cornwall with a generous £500,000 in their pocket. For these 2 passionate animal lovers, it's all about location. Location and location again. Remoteness is key. Ideally, the house will have 2 to 3 bedrooms, a dedicated room for the dogs, and plenty of land for them to bounce around in, and of course for Mike to realise his green dream. Well guys, I don't want you to think that I'm buttering you up, but you both look far too young to be retiring.
Well, of course we do.
Why are you then?
Well, because it'll be a better life. No more work, just enjoy ourselves.
And so far, are you loving Cornwall?
Oh, I love it. We came down here years for family holidays with mum, dad, sisters and everything, and I've always loved it down here. But you've only ever been once, haven't
No, I
you?
think I've been once when I was about 17, and no, it is a beautiful place, beautiful.